Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to discuss the next question of our agriculture optional answer writing practice series. And the question for today is list out cereal and millet based cropping systems practiced in India based on soil type and irrigation availability. So in this question we have to just list the various cropping systems, generally cereal based cropping systems and millet based cropping systems practiced in India based on soil type and irrigation availability. So these are the four keywords in this question which you should use, okay, which you should remember before answering. And this was the question. This question was asked in this year's agriculture optional paper of UPSC mains, that is in 2025. So let's see how we can approach this type of answer. So first of all, in introduction part, you can simply mention that cropping systems in India are largely influenced by soil type, are are largely influenced by soil type, rainfall, irrigation, etc. So this would give a better introduction that yes, you are telling examiner that cropping systems in India is influenced by these three things. That is why question is on why question is asking us about soil type and irrigation availability. Okay, and you can also mention here that cereals and millets, these are the staple crops. Okay, these are the staple crops which are integrated with other crops such as wild seeds, pulses, or you can say cash crops, and these two are the staple crops. Okay, so that is why it has been asked. So I think if you mention all these points in the introduction, that would be good enough. Now there are two ways to approach this answer. Okay, so first I will be giving idea how to approach the structure, then I will be giving you some examples of cropping system which you can add in these structures. So the first way to answer this question is, first method is to list cereal based cropping system, give heading cereal based cropping system, and now write the cropping system on basis of soil type and irrigation availability. So on basis of soil type, you can further subdivide your points, for example in alluvial soils, okay, in red and yellow soils, in black soil, etc. You can add other soil types also. Now you can give examples of cropping systems here. For example, in alluvial soil you can give example of rice, wheat. In red soil you can give, red and yellow soil you can give examples of rice, pulses, or as in red soils the fertility will be a bit lower, so you can give examples of you can add crops here such as mustard, wild seeds, other wild seeds. You can add maize here in cropping systems. So on basis of these cropping systems you can do. Okay, you can also add some horticultural crops such as potato in these systems. And similarly in black soils you can be the cropping systems will be similar to red and other soils only. You can add maize, you can add oil seeds, all these things. So this is how on the first 3 4 5 points you will mention cereal based cropping system on the basis of soil types. Secondly, now on the basis of irrigation. On the basis of irrigation there are two types, there will be two types obviously. First one will be the good irrigated, and other you can divide it in three types: good irrigated, medium irrigated, and third rainfall, that is not irrigated but dependent on rainfall. So you can divide like this in three types. Okay, and here you can mention in good irrigated about rice, wheat. In medium irrigated, now you can add these crops such as mustard, wild seeds, maize, all these things. In rain-fed you can be rice could be there, wheat could be there, but go for crops such as maize. For potato you can also add some millet based here, although the in question the millet based is asking different, but you can, okay, if you want to. So this is how you can structure. Similarly In as we discussed in cereal based, we will do in millet based. In millet based also, we will divide on the basis of soil and on the basis of irrigation. And you can use various millet based cropping systems, such as you can use pearl millet and pulses I'm mentioning. Okay, I will, when I will do the second method, I will mention the other systems. So you can use cropping systems such as pearl millet pulses cropping system, finger millet ground nuts cropping systems, or finger millet pulses cropping systems, maize and pulses cropping systems. All these things can be mentioned in millet. So in millet based cropping system, you have to remember that one crop should always be millet, okay, in the cropping system. So this is how you can structure. This is the first method to structure and answer your question. Now in the second method, you can directly list the cropping systems. For example, number one will be the cereal based cropping system. You will list the cropping systems 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How much cropping system? Any number of you can add. And after listing, you will give the need, that is the soil and irrigation need. For example, in cereal base, if you write here rice wheat cropping system, rice wheat cropping system. So you can mention a good in alluvial soils with good irrigation. With good irrigation. Simply we can mention here rice. You can again rice could be good in alluvial soil, in coastal soils, in coastal alluvial soils with good irrigation and all the things, good rainfall. Similarly, if the our soil is bit towards red soil, black soil, and the irrigation is also not up to the mark, or we are dependent on rainfall, you will shift to the crops such as mustard based cropping system. You will shift to the crops such as maize based cropping systems. We will add pulses here, okay, and with them we can grow rice, or we can grow wheat, or we can grow other things. You can add some hortic also, such as for example maize potato based, maize and potato, or you can say maize wheat based cropping system. So like this, this is the second method how you can go towards it, and you can simply mention various kind of cropping systems here. Similarly, you can answer the millet based cropping systems here. Millet based, you can mention various type of millet based cropping systems, such as pearl millet and pulses based cropping system, and you can mention that these can be grown in semi arid soils also, with little less rainfall or less irrigation availability. Secondly, you can mention sorghum pulses cropping system, okay, these are good for in black soils. Okay, similarly you can make mention other cropping systems also, such as finger millet and groundnut based cropping systems. These are good in red soils. And all the millets, it can be grown in irrigated and non-irrigated areas also, okay, finger millet and groundnut. Similarly, you can mention about uh, uh, kind of millets and vegetable based cropping system. And this type of cropping system can be seen in mountain soils, in hilly soils, in hilly regions, in hilly soils, for example in Himachal. So in vegetable, you can give example of vegetables such as potato, all these things. So this is how you can approach. So I have discussed both the methods how you can approach the answer, and I think when it comes to cropping system, you using these crops, you can create various types of cropping system, okay. So if you give examples of like these 8-10 cropping systems, and when you mention the kind of crops, kind of soils and irrigation availability in these areas, or you can go through this method which we have discussed: soil first and then irrigation for cereal based, and then for millet based, soil first and then irrigation, okay. So this is how you could have answered. For example, in millet based you are doing, so in soil first you will give these examples of soil, and you will give you will give points of the soil and give examples of these types of cropping systems. Similarly, in irrigation based, when the irrigation is good, you will can go for good amount of millet and rice based, millet and wheat based cropping system. But when irrigation is low, we will move towards millet and pulses, millet and mustard, all these things. So I hope you understand these things, and I think you will be able to now write a good answer here. So this is how you can approach the answer. And in conclusion, you can mention that cropping system planning and cropping system diversity is very important to reduce risk. Secondly, to enhance soil fertility, okay, to efficient, to use our resources efficient use of resources. All these things can be mentioned in our conclusion part. So that is all. I hope you understand how to approach this type of question, and I think all the doubts for you will be clear in structuring, and I have given a lot amount of examples of these cropping systems which can be mentioned. So that is all for today. If you like it, please press the like button. Please do share and please do subscribe. It takes a lot of hard work to make such videos for you on a regular basis. And if you like, if you share, if you subscribe, it motivates us to make more such videos for you regularly. So that is all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.